die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves!
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Okay, Eli, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. There was a Graying Tower alone on the sea. You became
my power, my pleasure, my pain,
baby. Community reference.
Is that a community reference? I don't
It's
remember.
a community reference.
Okay, we got one. We got it out the way. Okay, welcome
Batman,
back.
Batman, and community reference because we're checking all the boxes.
We're oh, here we go again. We're canceled. We're canceled. All right. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdy Bully. Your host Leroy, aka Oshkosh Bakash, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Pumpkin Bar.
There you go. That sounds sexual, definitely. And we're back with the episode. We're gonna jump into it, and we don't know what we're gonna do with this episode. We're just gonna try and just free ball it. You know what? Actually, I got it. You know, I'm gonna look at the notes. I'm gonna look at the notes, Eli, before we get into it. But
did you take notes?
I took a note.
Oh,
yeah. Anything past that, it's whatever. Also, want to give.
Look at you putting in effort. Yeah.
Yeah, a little effort. So yeah. Also, want to give a shout out to our third co-host, the AI.
All hail the Doombots.
Eli, one of these days, I'm going to get comfortable enough to start incorporating the AI in this podcast. But I don't want to do it yet because, like I said, we're from the 80s. We grew up on how AI is going to eat us alive and destroy us and all shit like that. So I've been hesitant to embrace artificial intelligence.
Well, cool. Can you make me look like Conan then?
You don't want to look like Jason Momoa?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was working on it. I was like, it don't look right. Because I was going to be T'Challa.
Yeah, well, my complexion matches Jason.
You know, Aquaman, like, you know, bulging checks and stuff like that. I'm working on it. Don't worry like that. Doombot, help us out when we get to that point. Okay? All right. But, Eli, before we get into it, we got to do our annual Halloween do's and don'ts.
Is it already that time?
Well, see, here's the thing. Because Halloween is actually the week after next week. But we already know that the parties are going to start next weekend.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll happen. Everyone will be hungover from their racist costumes.
Right. So that's why we got to do our due diligence every year to make sure that people understand what not to do and what to do on Halloween, even though we know nobody's going to listen to us. Nobody ever listens to us, but we have done our due diligence. That's all that matters. So, Eli, I'm going to let you. No. I'm going to start it off and then I'm going to let you go.
All right.
First off, do's and don'ts on Halloween. Do not dress up as blackface. I keep saying every year. People keep doing it anyway. So don't do it. You can dress up as Black Panther. You just Luke Cage. Don't paint your face. Just be blonde hair, blue eyed dude under the T'Challa vibranium mask. That's fine. You can do that. You want to dress up as Kane? Don't dress up as Jonathan Majors. Dress up like the white dude in the comics. Do that. He was white in the comics. Do that shit. So that's all. If you want to be Miles Morales, that's cool. Keep the mask on. So that's all I got. Well, actually, that's not all I got, but I'm gonna let you jump in, Eli, just so you can say your due diligence.
Oh yeah, yes. For indigenous folk, Halloween can be a trying time because yes, we still see those costumes with headdresses and the Pocahontas outfits and all that bullshit, and it's just clown shit. Don't do it. Ask yourself, would you wear that shit on the res? If the answer is no, fuck off.
Now, Eli, I gotta throw you a curveball. Because, like I said, last week we got a little hot water. So I want you to let you know: can somebody cosplay as Hawkeye?
I don't know.
That's that gray area. That's that gray area. Yeah.
Because this came up with Naru from Prey. You know, because Prey, and then right away we saw like a bunch of non-native women dressing up as Naru, and they were in buckskin and all that shit. So I say fuck it. No. If you're not native, you cannot. No. Dressing up as native is our N word. Only we can do it.
Right. So don't do it. Okay.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's there. Put that's the rules now. That's
If you're not native, don't do it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So now, you know what? I'm gonna throw something else in there. I'm gonna throw another do's and don'ts in there. Not related to black, not related to native, just in general, just something that's been grinding my gears lately, Eli, that's just been onto my topic. I want this to stop. I want this to stop. I want sexy Velma to stop. I'm tired
really?
of Yes, I want sexy Velma to stop. Look, we don't want this. We don't want this. Are we in agreement, Eli? We don't. I'm not.
I like explain one.
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna explain my theory. We don't want this
because I ain't mad.
We don't want no, Eli. We don't want this because we know where this is going. We know that sexy Velma is all about some chick trying to launch their IG channel or they're previewing the OnlyFans page or some shit like that. That's why we're tired of it. We want Frumpy Velma back. Just give us Frumpy Velma. That show sucked donkey balls. I know it sucked donkey balls, but the one thing they did, they brought back Frumpy Velma. You know who I blame for all this shit, Eli?
That's tough.
James Gunn.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is blamed for all this shit. Because
let's blame him for everything.
For everything. The national debt, the presidential election, everything. Because Velma should not remind me of Baroness from G.I. Joe. Look, I need one fetish at a time. I don't need to combine them. That confuses me. So I just give me Frumpy Velma and just be done with it. Because I don't need these OnlyFans chicks and these IG chicks trying to make everything sexy. Everything don't need to be sexy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is true. Like I should not want to have to. I should. The thought of fucking Bowser should not enter.
But here we are.
Like I had no desire to bang one of the big giant cat aliens from Avatar.
Right. Now here's my thing. Yes, we understand that the internet Rule 34 exists and it will always exist. That's just what it is. I understand it. But at some point, it should like be a thing and go away. Like sometimes it's okay to let a frumpy thing be a frumpy thing. You don't need to sexy up everything. Just let it be, man.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Expectations, man. Lower them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So if you go on my same page, Eli, that we can do away with sexy Velma. It had its time. It was cool. It was fun at the time. We all enjoy sexy Velma, you know, but at some point we got to be like, okay, we can go back to what we had before. You know,
I didn't know you felt this strongly about that.
I just saw it the other day, man. I'm sick of this shit, man. I know people gonna disagree with me on that.
You was in the shower and like, man. No, man. Let me flip through the Rolodex for something, man.
Hentai Velma, no more hentai. At some point, Eli, we just got to say enough is enough. That's all I'm saying, man. All right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
I know nobody's going to disagree. I know that may be the most controversial thing we've ever said on this podcast, Eli, and that says a lot right there. First off, did you want to get some shout outs? Before we jump?
Oh, yeah. Let's I want to give some shout outs. Okay. Let's see what you bringing up first. Okay. Bring up okay. So a couple of buddies of mine, Nick Deshaw and Raphael Maldonado, they are working on a graphic novel based on the tabletop game Coyote and Crow. So what is Coyote and Crow, you ask? It is a sort of a role-playing game, like a native Dungeons and Dragons. It's a game where it's set in an alternate future where America was never colonized. So it's an alternate future where, kind of like Wakanda. It's the native Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? So it exists in this alternate future where natives were never colonized, and there's these different missions and tribes and powers, and it dips into, native stories and stuff like that, origin stories, and so like I said, Nick and Raphael, they are launching a Kickstarter to get this graphic novel done. So check out the link if you can help out. I don't think the Kickstarter's launched just quite yet. It's coming soon. But yeah, help them out if you can. It'd be cool to get, like more indigenous artists doing indigenous art and comics. So yeah.
All right, shameless plug.
Check them out.
Okay. Give you another one. One more. All right. Boom.
And yes, shout out to Donut. Donut Scary Movie Night. Donut, he is a drag queen that hosts a horror show every night. Like, he got me through the pandemic. When the lockdown back in 2020, COVID hit, his show gave me something to look forward to every night. He was streaming his show every night. And yeah, it got me through the pandemic. I got to know him. I got to know all his buddies in that community. Shout out to the Sprinkles. Anyways, he has a Kickstarter as well. He has a Patreon. Every year he's been doing a Halloween special. So he's looking for, a GoFundMe. If you can help out, fund his Halloween special, that would be awesome. Like I said, he's a homie of mine. Check him out. Donut Video. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitch. It's spooky season. So every night of October, he is hosting a horror show. Lot of fun. He's funny as hell. Really cool cat. And yeah, it sucks. I haven't watched Donut Scary Movie Night in a while. I apologize to Donut and the Sprinkle for that. I've been working nights lately, and I just haven't been able to watch it. So kind of sucks. I've been missing out. But anyway, if you can help him out, give him a look. Donut Video.
Oh, also, everybody comment what's in my cup. Just
lemonade?
Maybe. All right. So let's move on past that. Okay, can we move on to, I guess, the big thing, the thumbnail, what we came for?
Sure.
Okay, so like I said, you see on the thumbnail, what we came to talk about is the best horror games of all time. Like I said, anybody can comment. If you have a favorite horror game of all time, comment below. Let us know. Eli's going to jump into it, give his favorite horror games. Eli, you give it to me because I don't know where I put whatever, but I think my eyesight is good enough to see what I plugged in there. So you just give me something and just
go with Friday the 13th, right?
Which one? Oh, the one that we played.
The one that we play, yeah.
Why did I not get that? I should have got that one. I should have got that. But let's see. Where is it? You know what? I can't find it. I don't know where it went. My eyesight's not as good as I thought it was. Nope, not that.
Resident Evil.
But go ahead and talk about it. I'll find it.
Okay, so Friday the 13th, the video game. Yes, there was an old Friday the 13th game on the Nintendo back in the day. Kind of a, a goofy, fun little
That's where that shit came from.
Yeah, a little hard, a little kind of hard, but no, back in 2016, 2017, they launched the Friday the 13th online game.
Mm-hmm.
And where you can play as Jason and you can play as the counselors, and the game was set at all the different sites from the movies, like the camps from the movies. So if you were a fan of Friday the 13th, you could see all the Easter eggs. Like those locations were like spot on, and of course the kills. You can pick your Jason. You could pick, Baghead Jason, from part 2. You could pick Jason X. Who's this?
Jason X. Let me explain. Okay, so Velma wasn't black on the show. She was actually Indian. Not Native American, Indian, like West Indian. South Indian?
Yeah.
Southwest?
Like
South, Hindu, South Asian.
Yeah.
That's what she was. So that's what it was. Yeah, that's all it was. So that, even though nobody watched that fucking show, and I'm glad nobody did, but yeah.
But yeah, you could choose your Jason. Kane Hodder, Zombie Jason from part 7, part 3, and each one had different abilities, different powers and stuff. And then you could choose your counselor. And it was all online. Well, they did make a single player mode after a while, but it was mostly online where you would team up and hide from Jason. kind of similar to that's kind of what the horror games are going now. We had Dead by Daylight, sort of the same sort of concept. Your one killer is trying to kill the rest of the.
Break down Dead by Daylight for me. So it wasn't Jason, but it was like kind of like Jason.
Kind of. I don't think they had the rights. Like I think the Freddy Krueger character was called the Nightmare Man or something like that. I think the Ghostface was called the Screamer or something like that.
Yikle?
Yeah. Okay. I hope they're not. I hope they're not doing anything sexual.
That's what I hope. I hope because sometimes they be tricking me into saying stuff on this show.
Because if you are, then we want to get paid. Then you got to pay us to say your name.
Right. Like Sexy Velma, you just can't just do this shit.
Yeah. So yeah, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, there was one person was the killer, and one person, and then everybody else played as like the villain or the victims or whatever, and tried to survive. Or the survivors tried to survive. And that's the concept of the Friday the 13th game. So, and we played it one night. On one of the Friday the 13th, we twitched me, you, who else was it? Was it Gabe? Who played with us?
Gabe was there. Gabe was there.
Yeah, Anthony. And yeah, as far as the horror element, yes, the kills were really solid. It was the kills are very gory. But I remember one of y'all. I was a counselor, and I was hiding in one of the cabins, and one of y'all came busting through the wall, scared the shit out of me.
It definitely wasn't me. I was still learning the game. So.
It might have been Gabe or Anthony, but yeah, scared. I was like, oh shit! This game made me jump. And yeah, you could kill Jason. It was a group effort. You had to go to Jason's shack, find his mother's sweater, because he has a shrine in there with his mom and his mom's severed head, and you had to get the sweater, you needed the machete, and then you needed to call in Tommy Jarvis. So you needed like a few people to basically kill Jason. But it was possible to kill Jason, and I did kill Jason, and I got that achievement. So I wore that achievement very proudly. So yeah, Friday the 13th was a lot of fun, and it paved the way for the Texas Chainsaw game, for the Evil Dead game. I think there's a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game, kind of similar gameplay coming out soon.
Dead by Daylight was kind of similar to that game also too, right? Like how it played. So yeah, I
think Dead by Daylight came out first.
Oh, gotcha.
But like I said, it didn't have the rights to all the characters, and now they never updated the game because that whole lawsuit going on with the Friday the 13th series,
which is still going on. So
so they were never able to like do an update or make it, do any sequels to the game or any of that. So
that's why they couldn't call Jason X a Friday the 13th movie, because they didn't even have the rights then.
Yeah. So but a lot of fun.
Yeah, so let me see what else I got. I didn't even click on anything, but I'm gonna click on something this time. Oh, what do I got? Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. technically horror game. We're gonna count it as a horror game. So yeah.
Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins, where you're what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then so Ghosts and Goblins is a side scroller from back in the 80s and 90s. It started as an arcade game, moved to Nintendo and Sega, and you basically ran through these basically Transylvania, shooting or like slaying zombies and demons and giant bats and wizards and stuff. He was a knight.
Rescue his girlfriend.
So. Yeah, a knight in shining armor. You could upgrade. You had different weapons.
For people that haven't played video games in the 80s, every plot was I gotta save my girlfriend. All of them.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. Or rescue the president or some shit.
Yeah.
Like
the
bad
president was kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude?
Yeah. But yeah, you had to fight through like all these several levels of, side-scrolling adventures and killing bosses at the end, various big giant monsters, and then you had to fight Dracula at the end. I never beat this game.
I don't know anybody that did.
I got to the very last level on my Sega Genesis, and I had, I believe, the knife, and the knife was really fast, but it wasn't that powerful, and I could not beat him. I just never beat this game. But
now, you do know that when you beat the game, you don't beat the game. In order to beat the game, you have to like go backwards. Like you get to the end, and then you got to go back to the front, to the beginning. That's how you
not know that.
Yeah. So even if you would have beat it, you still wouldn't beat it. And going back is even harder than it was going forward.
But a couple of years ago, they did they did a new version of this, a new version of Ghosts and Goblins. I had it on the PS4, just as hard. It was such a pain. I didn't beat that either. Got mad far. What a pain in the ass.
Break your controller. See, those games, those arcade games, they were designed to be hard so you could just eat up your quarters. That's what they were designed for. Yeah, you couldn't save. You know, you only had like maybe 2 continues, maybe. Yeah. And when you did continue, you had to go back to the beginning of the level. Like you didn't like start where you left off. No, you had to go back to the beginning. So yeah, but it was a lot. Again, I'm a sucker. I'm into a lot of those games now. I got like the Streets of Rage 4 and the Shredder's Revenge and shit. Like I really dig those. And those games super popular too. So yeah,
they're like fun. They're just
retro,
fun.
but not retro games. But
so you can beat them in an hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I'm gonna throw in a game also, another hard game since we were talking about Ghosts and Goblins. Also, Castlevania.
Another very hard game. Another game I never beat.
Now, here's the thing. And back in the 80s, when we didn't have like IGN or game trailers or us, you know, the only thing you knew how to judge a game or how good the game was by the poster, by the cover art. That's it. So you saw this cover art, you're like, oh, well, this game must be good. And then you get home, it looks like that.
And it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so, but that's what you got right there. Now, the thing is, Castlevania, they were one of the, and you fight Dracula also. He's one of the bad guys in that one. And they've made so many Dracula. Eli, do you recognize like the intro that we did in this show? Do you recognize that game?
Yeah, I do. I had one of these on the Genesis at one point.
Yeah.
I played it on the original Super Nintendo, original Nintendo, the Genesis, the Super Nintendo. I played one of them. I might have been the PS2, where I tried playing the 3D one. Yeah. Okay. But they can be challenging too.
Yeah. So the game that I played, the game that I showed at the very beginning of this podcast was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It was on PlayStation 1. In my opinion, one of the greatest video games of all time. Because, as a matter of fact, I think a lot of these action games like God of War and a lot of these other games, I think they completely stole from that game.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know, like the main good guy of the Castlevania game, like Simon Belmont, whatever, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the game is about him. Like the game actually is about Alucard, the son of Dracula.
Oh, Dracula spelled backwards.
Dracula spelled backwards, Alucard. So the game starts off and he got all these crazy ass powers. He turns to a wolf, turns to a bat, throw fireballs, all kind of bullshit like that. And Dracula puts a spell on him where at first, like you playing through it, you got all this shit. Now he takes all this shit away from you. So the rest of the game, you getting all your shit back, which is what all these action games do now. Like Kratos, when he fights the gods and shit, he's also powerful. Then they take all this shit away from him. Like they all steal from that shit. His level progression, RPG, like recommend Symphony of the Night. It's like $8, you know, on Xbox, Steam, place it right now. I promise you. One of the greatest games you ever play, fun, awesome, play it. So like that. Cool. What do we got now? Can we talk about? I'm gonna play. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Boom.
Resident Evil
2. Yeah, I don't know where that guy is who talks about it, but I love his voice over there. But yeah, those games are great also. Eli, I'm gonna let you start on Resident Evil to see.
You have now entered the world of survival horror. No, this might be, if not my favorite game of all time. I don't know. It's up there. The experience. Another thing, this was back in the 90s.
And these games were game changers. These were game changers.
Yeah, this was a brand new experience. Like the whole entering a world like you do now, like Fallout and you know, all these games that with the open world and shit. This was sort of like the template for that, because
and all that lore and stuff. So.
Yeah, and the investigation and going around and finding all the secrets and the backstory of what was going on. This was all brand new. I played the shit out of Resident Evil 2. I was even having dreams about it. I was dreaming that I'd like walk up to a door and then words would come up. Do you want to open the door? Yes or no? So yeah, the experience I had playing, like this made me jump. Zombies and lickers were jumping from ceilings and crashing through windows, making me jump. Like this game was generally creeping me out. And yeah, it one of the best experiences I ever had playing a video game was during Resident Evil. I was trying to unlock the Hunk achievement. Remember Hunk, that character?
But he was on 1, right?
Yeah, but you could unlock him in part 2, where he was in he's the guy in the SWAT suit.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I knew he was on 1, but I didn't know you can unlock him on 2. So
yeah, so I was trying to unlock him, and to do that, you could only save. You couldn't save more than 3 times. Mm-hmm. So that was, and if you played Resident Evil back then, you had to get the typewriter and find a box. So
kind of a puzzle game at the time, but
yeah. So I knew the world, and plus I had Tips and Tricks, the magazine with the map, as my guide.
The Prima guys, yeah,
yeah. So, but I was able to do it.
See, you young whippersnappers, y'all don't know about that shit.
Yeah, yeah. Before the internet. So I was playing it. I got to the end. And I made the mistake of jumping on the train or plugging in the plugs of powering up the train before getting or fighting the tyrant. So or something. I did something. No, I fought the tyrant, and it almost killed me. I was like low health. I had no more herbs. I couldn't, and I was walking really slow. But then the train, the countdown started. For the train, you had to get on the train and get out before the place blew up. Mm-hmm. Well, I was almost dead, and I was walking really slow. And it literally got down to 10, 9, 8, and I'm like, go, go, go. And I'm limping. Because when you got fucked up on the game, you're at low health. You limped.
You were limping,
limping and really slow. And I was like, just freaking out, like, go, get on the fucking train. Because if I died, I hadn't saved in like an hour. Yeah. So if I died,
all over again,
I was going to have to go way the fuck back. So it literally got down to 3, 2, and I got on the train and cutscene. And I went, oh shit, like big relief.
Splooge,
Yeah, so the intensity, that experience has been unmatched in any video game that I've ever had.
That's an experience you can't get in anything else but a video game.
A video game, because I was him, yeah.
You wasn't, like I said, if you saw that in the movie, you'd be like, damn, he barely got out of that. But in a video game, like, damn, I barely got out of that. You put yourself in a situation, so yeah.
Yeah, so yes, Resident Evil 2, and of course, I was a big Resident Evil fan. I played 3, I played Nemesis, I played 4, I played multiple Resident Evil.
Let's talk about 4. Let's talk about 4. I was going to get to 4 because
4 is a great game.
Was a game changer, not for Resident Evil, for video games. It changed everything because remember they changed the style on it.
Yeah, because before that you had to do those camera angles. You had to navigate the camera angles. Mm-hmm. You couldn't this Resident Evil 4 was the first time it became like total 3D.
Right, and see, the thing is, they're not saying for Resident Evil; they're saying for video games. Mm-hmm. Like there may have been there were some video games before that did that, but they were basically saying like that the way Resident Evil 4 did it, they're like, okay, this is the way we need to be done. This
like the aiming and stuff, like because Tomb Raider was kind of like that, but
Tomb Raider, but it changed after Resident Evil. They weren't really like that, but kind of like that. But Resident Evil kind of showed video game, okay, this what needs to be done. Do it like this, and pretty much every game just ripped that shit off like that. So all Gears of War and all this shit like that.
Yeah, the strafing, the firing, system,
all this stuff like that. Yeah, it was all that because like Resident Evil 2, that was survival horror. That what it is. But Resident Evil 4 was kind of moving more action. It was still
action horror,
but more action horror. And then, okay, Eli, did you play 5?
Is that the one in Africa?
Yeah,
I did. I never beat that one.
Man, okay. Confession time. Resident Evil 5 may be one of my favorite games of all time. It's up there. Top 10. It's up there. Top 10. I've beat this game so many times, Eli. Because the thing is, people kept asking me to beat it. Like my friend, hey, you want to play Resident Evil 5? Yeah, let's play and beat it. I started going online because it had online mode on there. And I was just hitting up people like, hey, man, you want to beat Resident Evil 5? Like random strangers. You want to beat Resident Evil 5? Let's do it. Random ass dude, never seen him again before. We were just beating Resident Evil 5. That's it. So yes, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It was in Africa. The game was controversial when it came out because the E3 demo just showed this white man with a shotgun mowing down African zombies.
I do remember that.
People lost their shit when that happened, man. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah. Also, my favorite thing about this game, Shiva. You know why I loved her so much in this game, Eli?
I probably got an idea, yeah.
You actually don't. I'm gonna tell you why. Because since you finally have a partner, I can always give her the bullshit weapons I don't want. Medicine, potions, all that shit. So my backpack, I just throw her shit in there. Meanwhile, I'm carrying guns, AKs, Magnum pistol.
Hold my drink, bitch.
And shit. You're right. And if I, get hurt and shit, and I need some potion, hey, bitch, heal me, and then take your ass over there somewhere where I can just fuck some more zombies up and shit like that. So,
hold my jacket.
Right. That's all she was for. She was my pack mule. That's it. So
your coat rack, yeah.
Right. So when Jumanji, when they had Kevin Hart, they called him a pack mule. They reminded me of fucking Resident Evil 5. Like, oh damn, she was this shit. So yeah. Now let's keep going. Let's go. Okay, Eli. Obviously, so you barely played 5. Did you play 6?
Yeah. See, after 4, I got a little. I didn't beat them. I kind of. By that time, I had started having kids, and I just didn't have time for video games as much as more.
Okay, don't worry. I had time enough for both of us. So look. IGN shitted on this game so hard that it almost kind of killed the franchise for a while because they gave like a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5, 4 out of 10 or some shit like that. Now, like, the game wasn't bad. It was fun.
Code Veronica. Yeah, I remember Code Veronica.
Code Veronica, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
way before this, yeah.
Way before this. That actually before Resident Evil 4. Like, yeah, it was like somewhere between 3 and 4.
There was Nemesis, then Code Veronica, then 4.
Okay, so fun fact, when they were working on Resident Evil 4, they were trying to make it more. Actually, that's where Devil May Cry came from. Devil May Cry came from a build they were making of Resident Evil 4. They were like, okay, it's a little bit too action oriented.
Yeah,
let's make it like that. Matter of fact,
that's what I heard. I heard Devil May Cry was going to be the new Resident Evil game, but they're like, no, this is way too actiony. So let's make it its own thing.
Let's make its own thing. But Devil May Cry, the first one is damn near a horror game.
That's a great game. I guess it is.
It's got some horror shit in there. So yeah.
Oh, you're fighting. He's a demon slayer. You're fighting demons and monsters and shit
like that.
Those games are awesome.
Okay, so I'm bringing it back full circle. So let's talk about Resident Evil 6 for a second. So there's 3. The game is pretty much split up in 3 games. So because the thing is, when we start getting to Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, they were like, okay, it's too much action shit. We're ripping off Gears of War a little bit too much. Let's bring this bad boy back. So a third of the game was like pure horror, like taking it back to Resident Evil 2. Then the part of the game was pretty much just Gears of War clone. It was like Chris Redfield and some other guy blowing up shit and zombies, shit like that. But the third part of the game was Wesker's son. You remember Wesker, right?
Wesker, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So his son was in this game, but his son had like powers and shit fighting us. It was just Devil May Cry.
Okay.
So they went full circle with the shit. He had superpowers and shit. So yeah. So it was just funny that they did that. So I know everybody says stay away from Resident Evil 6 because IGN told you to do it. I'm telling you, it was not that bad of a game.
Well, my kid he played that. He played all the what do you call it, the remakes or whatever?
The remakes, yeah.
Yeah, he was playing all of them. I got him into them. He was a big zombie freak, and I got him into Resident Evil.
They remade too.
So, they remade. I didn't play it.
Fantastic graphics and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked. He was playing it. I thought it was cool. What's that one with the big giant nurse? Or was she not a nurse? No, the big giant goth chick.
That was 7. That big 7-foot vampire chick.
Yeah, he was playing that. I didn't play it. I saw him playing it though.
Yeah. So I think there's another one we got to talk about. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Gears of War. Gears of War is not a hard game. I'm not saying it is.
No, I love that game, but I played multiple and beat the games I played. I've all beaten, but I didn't consider it a horror game.
It's not. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so it's not a horror game, but do you remember that one level where you had it was on the first game. It may have been in some other way, but I remember in the first game where you was fighting the bad guy, and it was like if you get caught in the shadows, game over.
Oh yeah.
Remember that part right there?
Those like big worm things came out.
It was like,
whatever.
like you didn't see him. You didn't see what it was. It was like if the shadows got you, it was over with. I remember that.
You were like, weren't you like inside a giant monster's guts or something?
Some shit like that. That thing was like in part 2. Yeah. That shit was like gross as shit, but it was kind of cool. But yeah. But I kept thinking about that game. I kept thinking like, okay, you got to stay away from the shadows. You got to stay away from the night. Otherwise, these monsters are going to get you. Eli, they reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Pitch Black.
Oh, yeah.
It was the same plot. The first time. And funny thing about Pitch Black, when the movie first came out, Vin Diesel's face wasn't on it. It wasn't until after he blew up with Fast and the Furious, they're like, oh, yeah, Vin Diesel's in this movie. Let's throw him on the poster. He was barely in that movie. But
yeah, Riddick.
Yeah. Riddick was on it. And yeah, after that, then Riddick became this. He wanted to turn into Star Wars and shit, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Now, that Riddick video game was awesome.
Yeah, I never played that. But I'm talking the first Pitch Black is probably my favorite. But I as far as like that's basically a Western in space.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and it was a horror movie in space because the thing was we didn't know who Vin Diesel was, so we didn't know who was going to make it. Yeah,
like Riddick was the lone gunslinger outlaw.
Yeah,
on a wagon train.
Yeah,
being transferred on a wagon train. They get trapped by the Indians, and Riddick has to kill him.
Yeah, and then so what's another one? I think we got it. Okay, so the last one. I'm throwing it. Last of Us. Might we'll talk about Last of Us. Okay. Reason we're talking about Last of Us.
Did not beat this game, but what I did play of it, I did enjoy. I
beat it on the hardest level. Also, one of my favorite games of all time. It's really, but it really got you. But now keep in mind, as far as I like all the horror stuff and going on there, it didn't go there like Resident Evil does, or those other games. So it's more about the man is the real monster and all this shit like that. But they got some horror shit in there. All of a sudden, like big ass mushroom zombies come out of nowhere, stuff like that, and you boss fights like that. So they really throw some shit at you. But it's really about the human element and the sacrifice like that. So story wise, in a video game, it may be the best story wise video game I've ever played.
Did you ever see the movie, The Girl with All the Gifts? I don't know what came out first. I guess I could Google it, but it's a zombie movie, but the zombies are like plant zombies. It's very much The Last of Us inspired.
Oh, the
or was The Last of Us inspired? I don't know what came first.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very, the zombies in that are basically, they look like swamp things,
Okay, with the head. And you can tell which one's been more effective because they got more mushroom shit. Like if they really mushroom head, they'll eat you. That's really fucks you up. So that's why, honestly, I played the game so much that as great as that HBO TV show was, it bored me because it was too close to the video game. You're like, oh, that's
what I was saying. I was watching the first episode. I'm like, damn, this is just like those cutscenes from the game.
That it was like they mimicked it just like that. Like the dialogue didn't even change. It's like, okay, if I know what's going to happen, why am I watching this? Even though it was great, they had thrown a lot of money at it. Everybody was acting their ass off. Everybody should have won an Emmy. I'm just like, I know what's going to happen. It's whatever. So that being said, Eli, can I throw you a clip of my gameplay I played from like way back when?
Oh yeah.
I have no idea when I recorded it. I just remember I was on PlayStation 3, 4, 2. I don't know. Some shit. Anyway, I'm going to play it. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Get ready.
Here we go.
I just
Cool.
want to give you a little bit, not the whole thing, a little bit. Now, if you notice, Eli, there's no HUD. No heads-up display.
Oh, okay.
I turned all this shit off. And that was
for
on the
the
hardest
cinematic
level.
experience.
The cinematic experience.
Real
that's
cinema.
That's the thing I like to do. Well, I don't do it anymore. But look, in the 2000s, I had a lot of time on my hands when I played this game. So yes, I played this shit so much. I turned all the HUD off. I turned all the health meters off. Turned all the ammo, all this shit off. You just feel it. Just go for it. You know? it immerses you in the game. It really does. So yeah.
Well, right. I just looked it up. So The Girl with All the Gifts was actually a book, a novel that came out in 2014. The movie came out in 2016. The first Last of Us game came out in 2013.
Oh, so it predates it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. Did we miss one? That's all we got?
Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, Left 4 Dead 2. Okay. I didn't really get into this one like the other ones, but did you? Yeah,
well, they're both Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were a lot of fun, but I like 2 because you got the adrenaline shots and the fucking machete and the katana. So adrenaline shot with a katana, yeah, you're fucking super ninja.
Now the selling point about this game is that they basically say like the AI is always ran. So every time you boot up the game, you don't know who you're gonna fight next.
No, and this was also one of the first co-op games. Like it took like it was basically Halo, but with zombies.
Yeah,
and you could play as zombies. You can be the witch, the one that the jackal that jumps on you and controls you and shit. The smoker and the one with the tongue. You know, I forget what that was called. But anyways, me and my son, again, I have a lot of memories when my sons got into video games. He was into like Nazi zombies. And then we started playing Left 4 Dead together. That was a lot of we had a lot of good time. Me and my kid playing Left 4 Dead, teaming up, 2-player. You could bust through a level, like one chapter in like half hour, 45 minutes. It was like really quick. So it was a lot of fun. And I thought these were predates the Walking Dead. I mean, the comic book, not the comic book, but the show. The show kind of like ruined shooting zombies because they established that if you shoot gunshots are loud and will attract zombies. So do not use your guns if you don't have to. You know, that's what they the Walking Dead TV show sort of like invented that trope. But Left 4 Dead was just unload. So yeah, getting ammo, choosing which character, and just unloading on zombies. It was just a fun game that I played with my kid. Have a lot of good memories. And it's sad that they never made a sequel because was it Valve went out of business or whatever?
Hell no, they run Steam.
Okay, well they never made a sequel to this, and I don't know why.
I guess they make so much money on Steam. They're just like, why even bother making video games?
Yeah. So yeah, we were always disappointed that we were like they never made a sequel to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, because the dude that owns Valve, he's like richer than God now. That dude swimming.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think there was one game that was like similar. I can't remember what it's called. It looked like it was similar, but
Dead Island.
No.
Okay.
No, but whereas like a co-op, you can get guns and co-op and kill like zombie type things, you know. But it wasn't zombies. But it was very similar to Left 4 Dead. It just wasn't Left 4 Dead. So
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun with these games. My kid like loved zombies. You know, he got that. I think Left 4 Dead is what got him into Resident Evil. You know, and yeah, and Nazis. My kid was a wizard at zombies on Call of Duty. Like, you know, he unlocked. Yeah, he was so into Nazi zombies or zombies.
That's what I was just about to announce. You beat me to the punch, because technically, if we're gonna talk about zombie games, that is the biggest zombie game on the planet.
Yeah, yeah. So. It started. It started out as just Nazi zombies. It was an unlockable level when you beat. Was it World at War? One of those. Yeah, and then who was that second one? where they had Nazi zombies again, and it was in the movie theater. That was my favorite. That was the one I was really good at. But then they had Call of the Dead and all these different levels, and they just got so crazy. And my kid was just so good at them. like one day we had on one of those was it Shangri-La? He made me, my his brother, my cousin, like we all had to like get our Xboxes and play so he could unlock something on that Shangri-La level, but we all had to be doing something at the same time in different places. So that's how deep he was into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nazi zombies was a lot of fun too.
Hold on, let me see. Hope I hit me against the wall. I love. Okay, I didn't mean to click that one. Thanks for listening.
Is that a Britney Spears song?
Hell, I don't know.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
What was that song? Hit me with your best shot. Who is that? Pat Benatar?
That's Pat Benatar.
Maybe it's that. All right. So then we can move on to the next part.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next part we've been waiting for. Agatha All Along.
All right.
Give you a season recap on it. Okay, so
is it over?
Yeah, no, it's like
okay.
I think how many episodes left? I think it's one episode next week, and I think the season finale is gonna be after that. It's like they're gonna do 2 episodes, I think, on Halloween. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
And then that's it. Okay. But the last episode was the biggest reveal of the show, the thing that shocked everybody that we didn't see coming.
Okay.
The kid on the show was one of Wanda's kids, Wiccan. So, yeah. We already knew that. We knew that going in.
I think I knew that. I didn't even watch the show, and that's what I thought.
We knew that going in, but they tried to make it like it was a big reveal, like, oh no, it's him. Yeah, he was revealed about it. So it's a big thing. How they did it was pretty cool. He was basically a kid, like already born, but he like stayed the other side of town. So when Wanda's thing went under, Billy, the magic one, basically reincarnated his soul into that boy's body. That's what he did. So, but what happened to the other boy, Tommy? That's what he's trying to find it. So the whole show is really about him finding Tommy.
Are they going to introduce Hulkling then?
That is a good question, because, and another reason why a lot of, not you, Eli, but a reason a lot of people aren't watching this show is because, Billy's gay on the show.
Oh, geez.
Like in the comic.
Like in the comics.
Like in the comic, yeah. But
how dare they? How dare they adapt the source material?
How dare they stay comic accurate, right? So the thing is, he does have a boyfriend on the show. And
they may get married. Aren't they married now?
They get married. Yeah, they're married now. Yeah. But here's the thing. And this is where I hate it when comic fans and movie fans clash, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because now you got people saying, "Oh, Hulkling's going to show up." Like the boyfriend must be Hulkling. Like, no, the boyfriend was just a boyfriend. That's all it was. We don't know what the fuck he is. He's just a dude. You know, maybe he's Hulkling on the road, maybe he's not. But they're saying, "Oh, it's Hulkling. He's going to be Hulkling." But they're like, "How?"
Is there a boyfriend on the show?
There's a boyfriend on the show. Yeah, he shows up.
Well, that's what I would be thinking. I haven't watched the show, but that's what I would be thinking.
Right. I mean, logically speaking, it would be okay. Maybe it's Hulkling, but as of right now, he's just a dude. He hadn't done anything. You know, he barely shown up. He was like in one episode, shows up, and then that's it. But here's the thing. But people are like, how is Hulkling going to show up when they already have a Hulkling in the MCU? He was on She-Hulk. Like, you fucking dumbasses. Okay. So let me break this down. Hulkling and Scar are 2 different people. Scar is not Wiccan's gay boyfriend. He's not. He's Hulk's son. So Hulk's son is not gay. Wiccan's gay boyfriend. 2 different guys. They're different. Matter of fact, Hulkling is not even a Hulk.
He's not a Hulk.
He's not even a Hulk. He's like half Skrull. He just says he's a Hulk, but he has nothing to do with Hulk. Not related to Hulk at all. He's like space wizard and some shit. So hold on. What's we got? Right now I would like to be. Oh, why do I keep clicking that? Okay, that's definitely not.
You gotta pay money for that shit, yo.
Exactly.
That's the shit. No, nah, without the dollar.
Okay, our pay-per-view live stream, but yeah. All right. What else going on in the show? Okay, so the thing is about the show, since they did reveal it now at the beginning, because when we left off of WandaVision, you know, Agatha was stuck in some kind of weird mind trance and shit like that. So the beginning of the first episode, basically Wanda had her in a cop show. So they basically played a cop show playing out. But we look at it from Wiccan's point of view now, from Billy's point of view, where she wasn't a cop show. She was just, Rev Bonus shows up.
Who? Who's that? Oh,
not Quicksilver.
Not Quicksilver?
Not
okay.
Quicksilver. He shows up in the show because, and it's the first time he showed up in the episode. He just shows up because nobody wants to talk about what Wanda did in Westview. Like, they're not talking to anybody. Matter of fact, the government covered it up. They said
Wait,
it was a
is Wanda on the show?
No, not on the show at all. Not But they referenced them, but she didn't show up. So what happened is they wanted saying that it was a government cover-up, that they're saying that the whole Westview thing was a government, was an Avengers training exercise. That's what the public thinks.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
So not quite Quicksilver. Ralph Boner shows up and tells Billy, like, no, that's bullshit. So basically, they just think it's a conspiracy theory. Like, no, Wanda went fucking nuts and enslaved the towns like that. But even the people in Westview don't say anything. So he tells Billy specifically, Wanda, not only Wanda fucked us up, Agatha fucked us up. She made me do horrible shit. We don't know what she made him do. She made him do horrible shit. Oh, he killed Sparky. The dog.
The dog, really?
Yeah, she made him do it.
Oh, well, fuck that. Because didn't Viv do that?
But he was enslaved. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Like Viv, who did that? Was it Viv?
Agatha did it, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the comic, the Vision comic.
Oh, Grim Reaper did it.
Was it? Was it her? I thought one of them accidentally killed a dog.
Grim Reaper killed a dog.
Oh, okay. I got to read that again.
Yeah.
The Vision comic. Awesome shit.
Yeah, awesome shit. What else we got? Oh, and did I get it? Yes. I love this little Easter egg. That's not even an Easter egg, just a little nod in there. Boner family reunion picture tent. Because the thing is, Agatha, Ralph Boner is just like, I'm getting the fuck out of town. Agatha can have my house. I don't give a fuck. I'm going. So when she's in her cop show, she's just really walking around his house, wearing his clothes and shit. So yeah, that's why she's wearing the Boner family reunion picture tent thing. So yeah. Oh, what else we got here? Yeah, that's it. What else we got here? Oh yeah, those are the witches on there. Half of them already dead anyway. Agatha killed half of them. So yeah, that's pretty much the show so far.
So what is the concept? Is she like a villain, and they're trying to stop her or something?
No, they joined her, even though she killed them. So
did she kill them?
Yeah. She tried to kill him in the first episode. Okay, there's a trick to her powers that I didn't even realize there was in WandaVision. Okay, you know how she was sucking Wanda's powers in WandaVision?
Yeah.
Where she lets them know a secret, like, okay, technically I can't do anything. I don't have any powers. I can only hurt you if you shoot powers at me. So she was talking shit the whole time so they could try to shoot powers at her, but they're like, no, we know what you're doing. You're trying to kill her. But one of them dumb enough to do it, and she takes a power. So, and then kills him. So like half of them dead already. Like even the chick from the 70s show, she died like the first episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much going on right now. Like I said, I like the show. It's cool. I know the internet wants us to hate everything. It's woke and blah, 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 and all this shit like that. People are like, I don't like the show because the boy's gay. Oh, everybody's gay on this show. they take it there. Yeah. Agatha's gay. Everybody's gay.
Yeah, it didn't look like for me, but I keep hearing good things about it. Like, well, maybe
it's just an easy comfort show, man. Now I'm not gonna say every episode gonna catch it because they got one episode they just drinking wine the whole time. I'm like, okay, well, that made me weird. But some of the other episodes, I'm like, that was entertaining. That was cool, you know?
Yeah, because I was thinking about giving it a whirl, but I'm like, nah, I got the Penguin, I got. I'm trying to catch up. It's that's Superman and Lois. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, there's actually like good shows that I would recommend. Like Agatha is some shows you kind of watch. Like,
that was some shit, man.
So,
I gotta get. Yeah, that was some shit. Yeah, Lex Luthor's a prick.
Did you watch the last Superman episode?
No, I haven't. No, I didn't watch the new one.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
No. And then of course Abbott Elementary's back on, so I'm watching that.
Yep.
So just all the show to watch. All these
we got a bunch of stuff. So yeah. So like I said, Agatha's cool. And everybody want to hate it. Look, this show is exactly what you think it's going to be. You click it on. If you're gonna go and hate it, that's what it is. You want to just watch some. Hey, look, Catherine Hahn's killing it. I just like her just being crazy ass Agatha because she does whenever she's on screen, she says funny shit. That's just all it is. So yeah, and she's a villain. She's evil. That's what I like about it, because she's the bad guy of the she's the good guy of the she's the hero protagonist of the show. But she's a piece of shit.
But she's a villain.
Yeah, she's a villain. And they don't pretend like she's not. She's trying to like be on the road to redemption. No, she's just an asshole the whole time. So I kind of like that. So yeah. It's cool. But yeah, can we move to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're here now, Eli. This is the comic book bullies. We're talking about comic books, and we're gonna jump into it. And shoot, I'm gonna let you go first. You actually have more books than I do.
Well, let's get Ultimate Spidey out the way. You might have to actually. Well, you didn't read this, so
I didn't read it.
You might have to help me.
I had limited funds, so I had to pick something, and I should have picked that one, but I didn't. I don't know why, but I should have.
Well, Ultimate Spider-Man. This is Jonathan. Is he? Yeah, Jonathan Hickman is writing it, spinning out of his Ultimate Universe, where the maker remade this universe and fixed it so there's no superheroes, and then is secretly running it with a bunch of other villains called the Council, and running from the shadows. So he's like a secret Illuminati, if you will, running the world. And anyways, but Tony Stark and Captain America kind of found out what he did, and they gifted Peter Parker, who never became Spider-Man because the maker made it so. He gifted him a radioactive spider to get bit by and give him powers. So that's what this series is. It's basically another a reboot of the Spider-Man myth.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that in this whole universe that Peter chose to do that.
Yeah,
like it wasn't accident like it was in the 616. Like he had to choose between family, superhero, superpowers.
Yeah, him and MJ are married with kids. Uncle Ben is alive, doing a newspaper with J. Jonah Jameson. Gwen Stacy is alive and is married to Harry Osborn, who is now the Green Goblin. And him and Peter have been going around being superheroes together. So Spider-Man and Green Goblin going around being superheroes together is what's been going on. So in this issue, J. Jonah Jameson and Ben, Uncle Ben, they're being journalists. They're going around on their investigative reporting. They're finding out that Oscorp has been fucking secretly buying all these companies, for years. They're trying to get information. They're interviewing people. They finally find the source, and they end up interviewing Gwen Stacy, who is the CEO of Oscorp. And they're basically like, "Yo, we kind of know what you've been doing. Your Oscorp has been buying up all these companies and changing names and blah 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 blah. And it just so happens, when you bought what's Tony Stark, that the company Tony Stark had, Stan and Stark. Yeah, when you bought Stan and Stark, all of a sudden there's a green armored suit person flying around." So that it can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, because Oscorp bought Stan Stark.
Yeah. So she goes, "This interview's over, and I'm pulling your funding." So yeah, Oscorp was like basically funding their paper. Like Gwen Stacy was funding them as a newspaper.
Because Mary Jane talked her into it. So yeah.
Yeah, and because they both were reporters at the Daily Bugle, which was owned by Wilson Fisk.
Who's part of the Confederacy, or
who's part of the makers, the Council or something?
Council, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, who's part of the makers crew. Let me take a drink because this is a lot.
It's Hickman, baby.
It's Hickman, yeah. So she's like, "Okay, I'm pulling your funding." Harry shows up and confronts J. Jonah and Ben, and like, "What the fuck you doing, man? Like, what are you doing?" And they basically explain like, "Yo, we know what's going on. We know Oscorp's been doing this shit. We know that we know that the Green Goblin suit is owned by y'all and all this stuff. And, we know about all that." And then Harry goes, "Well, I'm the Green Goblin." And then I think it was like J. Jonah goes, hands Ben like a $5 bill. Like, I knew it. Like, what? He's actually, we knew what, I thought it was going to be Gwen, but you know, but yeah, we knew it was one of you. And he's like Harry's telling him, do not run this story. Do not run this story. You know, there's so much at stake here. And he basically says, your wife was killed and my parents were killed in that disaster, that whole explosion that the maker set off and shit, you know, and that's why I'm doing this, you know, so do not print this story. I'm trying to find out what's going on. Me and Peter, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to find out what's going on. Here's what we know. And Harry hands them the disc with or the flash drive with all of Oscorp's info. You know, this is what's going on. And he hands the drive to Ben and J. Jonah.
Oh, wow.
And the very last scene is like, okay, here we go. We wrote this article. We're running through it. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a surname. We're going to make up another persona, a fake reporter who's, he's our star investigative journalist. And that's the name we're going to put on who wrote this article to protect their identity. And so here's this article and it says by Ben Reilly.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So they're taking Peter Parker's clone and using him as a surname for their fake reporter.
Okay, so they can post it under there. So yeah.
Fucking Hickman. And that's where it ends. To be continued.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
So yeah, this is a Spider-Man comic without Spider-Man. It's just J. Jonah and Uncle Ben being reporters, being journalists, investigative journalists. And it was pretty cool.
Peter doesn't show up at all in this?
Peter's not in this at all.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hickman, man. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. This is still a cool book.
Okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna do this. I was gonna stick with Marvel, but I'm gonna switch up to DC. We're gonna do this because I kind of enjoyed it. This is why I didn't read Ultimate Spider-Man, because I want to get this. You're gonna be like, Leroy, what the fuck? I'm going to do Green Lantern number 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this Hal? Is this a Hal book?
Jordan? Yes, it's Hal Jordan.
Okay.
Now, the reason I did this book, because DC is doing that whole all-in initiative.
Is this part of the absolute or whatever power?
Yeah, kind of absolute, but not all in. Because basically, but DC made a mission statement. Okay, after absolute power was done, okay, all of our books are not going to be rebooted, but it's going to be a good point where you can kind of jump in and just, because they're starting all new storylines. So if you haven't been keeping with the book, this is a good point to jump in and you can see what's going on. So I'm like, okay, this is a fresh start. I can just jump into the story and see what the hell's going on. Even though it's Green Lantern got all kind of bullshit that goes on around in these books. So here's what I'm going to do with this book. Like I said, they're finally in space in this book. So to explain this storyline, I'm going to all the Green Lantern mumbo jumbo bullshit jargon.
That's right, because Hal Jordan was, like, last time I read Green Lantern, Hal Jordan was stuck on Earth.
Right. So that's not a thing anymore. They're off Earth. They're in space now. So what I'm going to do, since they're doing all this space DC mumbo jumbo jargon, I'm going to translate it into Star Wars to make it palatable for everybody.
Okay.
So let's get to it. Green Lantern number 18. Okay, so the book starts off with, so you see a bunch of dead Hawk people, from Thanagar.
Yeah.
So that's the planet from like Hawkman, Hawkgirl, blah, 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 Hawk Boy, Hawk Child, Hawk them. They're all from Thanagar. And the planet just got destroyed by Mogo, the living planet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me break this down. Oh, and I love this art by Zermanico. I just like saying the name for one thing. Okay, for those that don't know who Mogo, the living planet is a Green Lantern, or was. He's been corrupted and turned to a Red Lantern. So now he's like Galactus or Ego, because Ego fucks up planets too. So yeah, so Mogo destroyed Thanagar, killed billions of people. There's only 1,000 people left. And you see this little ship right here that's escaping, like in Star Wars, and it's trying to escape Mogo. And
the Death Star.
The Death Star. Mogo is the Death Star. Thank you, Eli. Help me out. Okay.
I was waiting for you to reference that.
Here's the thing. When I was thinking it in my head, when I read, I'm like, okay, Mogo is a Death Star. I like, check. I forgot about it. You brought it back to me. Okay. Thank you. So anyway, the rebels are trying to get away. They actually call them in the storyline. So they're on the bridge, and it's like, okay, we're trying to get away from Mogo. And apparently, there's a whole bunch of like all the lanterns in the universe are evil now, except for like Hal and John and some of the other people that we give a shit about. Everybody else, that's why Mogo is evil right now, and they're all coming for them because they know secrets about what's going on right now. They know that Mogo destroyed them, so they're trying to escape. But the thing is, they can't escape Mogo or the other lanterns. So what they decided to do, and they're on a Ranian spaceship. That's how you know this shit is real. Okay, for those that don't know DC lore, Thanagar and Rand hate each other. They've been at war for 1,000 years. The shit has been so bad, Rand is actually helping them escape. So they're on the ship, and Hal and John Stewart's in the book, and Star Sapphire. Okay, I'm gonna break down Star Sapphire. Star Sapphire is Green Lantern's Hal Jordan's boss / girlfriend, Carol Ferris. So yeah, that's her. Anyway, she's there, and they're like, okay, look, we need to give the ship time to escape, so we need to go out there and take care of business. And Star Sapphire, Carol's just like, whoa, hold up, I'm not ready for a war or a battle. I'm not trained for that shit. Like, no, you have to be trained for that shit. I need you to fix the ship. Oh, because the warp drive got destroyed. They didn't call it a warp drive. I'm just telling you it's a warp drive. So yeah, you need to fix the warp drive.
They need to jump. They got to make the jump to hyperspace.
They got to make the jump to hyperspace. Yeah. So go down there, fix the warp drive while me and John do what we do, because what we were trained to do. She was like, but I don't know how to fix a fucking spaceship. You're like, you know how to fix an airplane, don't you? You run Carol Ferris airline. You run your own airline. So use that knowledge, fix the spaceship, fix the warp drive while we go take care of a fucking planet, you know. And then Hal and John go to work. And then the evil bad guys, the Sith Lords, and it's only 2 of them. That's crazy. Yeah, so they're basically saying they're looking at the ship. So basically, they're saying they're trying to blow up that ship because the ship, if that ship gets to the United Planets, they're gonna expose the corruption all in the government and shit like that. So they need to destroy that ship right now. But they got the shields up, but don't worry. Eventually, we will get the shields. We will get them. So yeah. So, and how were they able to do that? They actually kidnapped the Teen Lantern. Not gonna get to her right now. She's a thing. She actually knows how to control the Green Lantern ring without having a Green Lantern ring, but I'm getting past that. Point is, they're like, sir, we have issues. The lanterns are stopping us. Like, how we control the Green Lanterns? Like, no, not these Green Lanterns. And it showed Hal and John about to go fuck shit up. So they out there and they don't even talk, they don't even speak. They've been through this shit so much. They are so well trained that they know what to do. They know the plays, they know the runs. So basically, John goes for the lanterns, and Hal goes for the ships that are attacking him. He takes like giant swords and chops the ships in half. So between John and Hal, even though they'll sound like a whole bunch of lanterns at them, they're fucking them up because none of them have the will that they have until they get hit by this dude, this space zombie thing that has actually been chasing John Stewart all throughout his solo run. I think they call him the Star Shroud. That's what they call him. And he's able to put a stop to John Stewart just like that, smacks Hal up against the ship right there. So he's able to take them out just by himself. Like he's that strong. And that's when Hal's like thinking, Starfire, Carol, you got to hurry and fix that damn warp drive and get the hell out of here. Because otherwise this guy's going to kill you because we can't stop him. So Carol, apparently her ring has the power to like fuel any source. So when she found out what the source is, she fixed the source fuel and that's it. She powers it. And that's when Hal realizes that they got the ship back online. She's like, hey, I noticed that. That's my girl. She did it, you know. And that's when the Star Shroud is still fucking both of them up, choking the shit out of John Stewart. And that's when Hal Jordan throws a bear at him. And he just smacks the shit out the bear. He like, you fucking throw a bear at me? Yeah, like a green bear. You're like, this shit ain't gonna stop me.
A bear.
Yeah.
Of all the things to think of.
A bear. Here's with a bear. It doesn't do anything.
Oh man!
Like you're wasting your time, Hal Jordan. What the hell are you doing? And Hal's just like, I want you this shit. And then John Stewart, since he got distracted, is free. Hits him with a boxing glove, and he knocks him into the thrusters of the ship. When 3, 2, 1, bam! It blasted the Star Shroud right in the face. He gets blasted, and they hyper warp speed drive out of there back to Planet Rand. So they're out of there. They're good. Okay. And then Hal's just like, John, I saw you use that damn boxing glove, man. Why you stealing my shit? You know, and John's just like, look, I want to do it one time, man, because I'm not doing that corny shit again. You know, so they're just talking. Okay, what's the next play? What should we do? Let's go to Oa. Let's see what Guy Gardner's doing. Meanwhile, they see all these dots behind them, and the dots get bigger and bigger and bigger until they realize it's more lanterns about to come for them. They're like, oh shit. Yeah, he was like, I'm waiting on you, princess, ladies first. You're like,
it's a trap.
Right. So they're getting closer to him, and they like not even paying attention, so like ignore him. And then they just turn to like Mad Max cars and shit. Sorry, I'm switching from Mad Max from Star Wars, but they just mow through them and just fly out of there. Just get rid of all of them. They headed to Oa. So yeah, that's it. So the Sith Lords or whatever, like they want to call them, the evil councilmen, they're just like, where the hell are they going? They were like, obviously they're going to Oa. That's what they do. They're like, but don't worry about them. We need to catch that Rand shit. We need to get them because they have the secrets. And that's when that dude they killed, the Star Shroud, came in. They're like, no, fuck that. They going after me. I want revenge. We're gonna go to Oa right now. If that's where they're going, I'm going to Oa too. And they're just like, hold up, you don't run shit in here. We're your boss. We tell you what the fuck to do. We're in charge. And then he, bam, puts his hand through his chest, and then tells everybody else on the ship. Anybody else want to argue about who's in charge? Set the ship to Oa. And there you go. So they go to Oa.
I find your lack of faith
disturbing. And then I forgot to mention this guy, this whole bad guy, Thoros. He's like evil and shit like that. They thought they killed him. He's not dead. He teleports to Oa, and I guess he's going to fuck some shit up also. And meanwhile, they realize, and then, okay, I'm going to skip through all this shit. Guy Gardner frees. They're on Oa right now. They free the other Green Lanterns like Kyle Rayner and Sojourner and other people, but they realize that the war is coming. And while the Rand ship is stranded away, they realize that something is in that engine. And what is in that engine? Whatever the hell that Star Sapphire had in her ring, it's infecting the ship. So, an alien reference.
That looks like it looks like a xenomorph.
It looks like a xenomorph. So, yeah. To be continued. So yeah. So that's the story. So actually, it wasn't a good jumping off point because they threw like a whole bunch of Green Lantern shit in there. But you know what? I don't care. I'm enjoying it. It was fun, wacky space shit. That's why I read Green
Throwing
Lantern.
bears.
Yeah, throwing bears and bike and shit like that. That's what I like about Green Lantern. I don't really much care for Green Lantern when he's on Earth because I can just read Superman for that. You know, give me the wacky space shit when he's all doing all this wild Star Wars, Star Trek shit. Give me that, and then I'm enjoying. That's what separates Green Lantern from everything else. So yeah. What else we got right now?
That's the guy. That's the guy who they all think you're
okay.
hot,
My fault, man. I don't know why I keep clicking this shit. Okay. What the? That's a different guy. This okay.
Yeah, you're man. You're fucking riling them up, man.
I don't know what the. I guess I don't know. All right, so that's to say I enjoyed this book. Just give me more wacky space Green Lantern shit. And I'm gonna say 4 out of 5, man. I'm a 4 out of 5. You know, it's cool.
That whole bear thing, that's why it made me laugh so much. Is I remember reading a Batman comic where he's talking about Hal Jordan, and he's like, of all like the power of that ring and what could be done with it, and they gave it to the dumbest ass of all time.
Right. They'll do shit like boxing gloves and shit like that.
Yeah, like a bear. I'm gonna throw a bear.
I'm gonna throw a bear at you. Yeah. Because and that's the thing, because I like this whole dynamic between Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, kind of like Lethal Weapon and shit. You know. Yeah. John is the serious cop, and Hal Jordan is the loose cannon and shit. They go back and forth. I like that whole dynamic. They're all space cops. That's all they are. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So did I get a score? 4 to 5?
You said a 4 to 5.
Cool. That's all it is. All right. So what you got next?
I'll do Nightwing 118.
Nightwing 118, when he's falling out of a building and you just like relaxing and chillaxing.
Yeah, this is bittersweet. This is the last issue in Tom Taylor's Nightwing run.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, such a great run. This is it. All things, good things must come to an end. On to the next. But yeah, so this is the finale of the Nightwing, of Tom Taylor's Nightwing arc. Throughout this series, Nightwing has been fighting that serial killer named Heartless, who's been going around taking hearts out of people and basically acquiring abilities and stuff. And right now, he has framed Nightwing, framed him, and he had all his cronies that he has, his crew. He basically has all their kids held hostage, and he's basically trying to blame all his crimes on Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson, who's been trying to use, remember, he's a billionaire now. Alfred, who passed away, has left him all his inheritance, and Dick is trying to like better the city. He's opened up, community centers and orphanages and doing all this charitable work with all the money. And Heartless has basically been trying to smear his name this whole time. Basically, this is the finale. He finally confronts Heartless. And it's like, hey, asshole, quit fucking doing this shit, and let's throw down. And then that's what it is. It's the Bat family, Oracle and Batman and everybody. They went and they freed all the children of Heartless's crew, and says, hey, anybody, all you motherfuckers that work for Heartless, well, your kids are now safe, so you don't have to live in fear of this asshole. And they all start turning against him and start beating the shit out of Heartless. And Heartless starts takes off running. Nightwing goes after him, chasing him and shit. And remember, Nightwing had that fear of height. He was like battling anxiety. He had this, all of a sudden he had developed a fear of heights, which, kind of fucks with his whole abilities, So, but he went to the Himalayas and trained with Deadman and all that to get,
because he
overcome
said he knew Deadman and
overcome his trauma and all that stuff. So Heartless jumps down a bridge and running away. And it's like, hey, you think you can catch me? I mean, you either got to jump to get me, or you can walk down the stairs, which is going to take you forever because he's expecting him to be, still afraid of heights. And Nightwing just jumps off the bridge and basically drop kicks him from the bridge. Like in the Arkham games where you can just drop down on a motherfucker. That's what he does. He does, takes him out, and basically says, you're done. Also, Heartless had Blockbuster's heart, which is now starting to fail. It's like, why is Blockbuster's heart fail? Well, it turns out Blockbuster had a heart transplant with a gorilla, and now his body's starting to reject it. So now his heart is failing. He's like, quick, I need another heart. And he was planning on stealing Nightwing's heart, but Nightwing just beats the shit out of him.
Okay.
Beats that shit out. Also pulls a gun out and shoots what's the dog's name? The three-legged dog. Shoots the dog.
Bitewing?
I don't know. But the dog got shot. I thought, oh shit, man, this motherfucker shot the dog. The dog doesn't die, so all the animal lovers, calm down. Your dog's fine. But the dog did jump in and save Dick at one point. But basically Dick talks a bunch of shit to Heartless. He's laying there dying. He's like, yeah, no one's gonna remember you. You thought power was, you had all this power for your own gain, but I'm using power to help people, and that's what it should be used for. And no one's gonna remember you. You're a fucking asshole. Like my crew, everybody who follows me, they actually like me. Not unlike your followers who lived in fear of you, so fuck you. So that's kind of it ends there. And then of course, there's the final scene where Dick and the Bat family are all, and of course his sister, the mayor,
Zuko.
Because Zuko's daughter is also his half sister. Her and her wife are sitting there, okay, this is going to be a new city. We're gonna we're gonna do real superhero stuff. We're not gonna use violence. Basically, the anti-Batman message that you love. We're gonna use wealth to actually help people. And that's kind of
where
they
don't even call it Bloodhaven. What do you call it, Haven?
Yeah. So that's where it ends. And this is cool. Like I said, this is the final issue of Tom Taylor's run, and what's his name, Bruno Redondo's art and all that. This is when my consistent books I've been reading for the past how many years? 4 or 5 years? When did it start?
Yeah, and his book been winning awards, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, great arc. Made me. I've been reading this book and not reading Batman.
Right.
So that's to just tell you how great of a run it is.
Chip Zdarsky, so yeah.
And I'm a Batman fan. I love Batman, and I stopped reading Batman and just been reading, this and Titans. So actually I'm behind on Titans because of Comixology.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think Tom Taylor's still on Titans though.
Yeah. But he's supposed to write detective, right?
He's supposed to write detective, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm there for that.
And matter of fact, I think the artist on this is no. Mike Jennings. They got a different. I know the artist they got for that. So yeah, but he's awesome too. The one they got going with them. So.
But this is great. 4.5 out of 5. It's just a bittersweet sort of issue because it's an end of an era. So.
Yeah, people gonna miss this book. I mean, everybody's been talking about this book. So yeah, the wars, the covers, the storyline,
and it's been consistently good. Like pretty much every month, it's been a great book.
Plus, this book kind of put Nightwing to the forefront of DC. Like he's always kind of almost there,
yeah,
not there. This,
he was lead. I was reading Titans because Tom Taylor's. We were reading Superman. No, that was Josh. What was he writing? Action? Wasn't he writing a Superman book?
Tom Taylor?
Tom Taylor.
No, remember Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Oh, the John Kent. Yeah. Okay, yeah, he was writing that, and that was good too.
Yeah.
So
I went back and read that book. John Kent never threw a punch in an entire run.
Not even when they fought that sea monster?
No, remember he talked at Sea Monster into leaving.
Oh, that's right. Right. Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good run too.
That was a good run too. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. So it's back on me.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the reason I didn't read Ultimate Spider-Man, because I didn't want to get burnt out on Spider-Man. Because I had another Spider-Man book I wanted to read. Review. And the book I reviewed was where is it? Boom. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 25. Reason I'm reviewing this, because in this issue he fights Black Panther.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Is he still a vampire?
Yes.
Okay.
But all that weird shit's still going on. So yeah, Eli. You see, Eli, this is what they want us to do, man. Miles Morales versus Black Panther. This is what they want. Anyway, let's jump into the story. Vampire Miles Morales versus T'Challa. So let's go to it. So let's see what's going on. All right. So the book starts off with T'Challa. So okay. So like I said, I hadn't been keeping up with Miles Morales to know what's going on. Apparently, he works for Misty Knight. He's like one of the heroes for hires or whatever. So the answer
Miles Morales?
Yeah, Miles Morales. He's one of the heroes for hire.
Okay.
Yeah. And his girlfriend is Vulture's granddaughter, who's also a superhero. Starling. That's his girlfriend right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
no. I was trying to think of that crime war or mob war or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where that was
Gang
Spider-Man. Gang war.
Yeah.
Well, that was Tombstone's daughter. Okay. No, I'm thinking okay.
Daughter. Now this is Vulture's granddaughter. So yeah. And so basically T'Challa's here. So he knows about Miles' vampirism. Like I said, for those who don't know, they had the whole Blood Hunt thing going on where Blade took over the world. Like a quarter of the world became vampires. And apparently when they fixed the shit, they didn't fix Miles. So Miles is still a vampire and they're trying to fix that shit. So T'Challa's trying to fix that shit. So he's looking at his blood work, trying to see what's going on, trying to see if he's where. And he's just like, okay, so how are you feeling? So apparently Miles can control it until he uses up his electricity powers, which like burns him out, and then he can no longer control the thirst at that point. So basically, T'Challa's just like, okay, so we need to find a way to regulate your powers. That way you won't burn them out so quick. You're like, what you mean, like some breathing exercises? No, I was thinking about something else. Let's try this. So do you trust me? You're like, yeah, I trust you. Yeah. You say, okay, good. Let's start. Like, start what? And then his girlfriend, your starting, just like, look here, Black Panther. If you hurt my boyfriend, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Myra like, hey, you don't talk to the king that way. Try to calm it down in front of the girlfriend. So T'Challa's like, okay, I'm gonna test to see how strong your will is. So, like, how you gonna do that? By this. Takes the glove off and cuts himself. So when he cuts himself, Miles loses it. He's like, oh shit, the thirst. I gotta have you. Yeah. So he just jumps up, just lunges at him as fast as he can because he wants T'Challa's blood. T'Challa just casually just sidesteps like, bam. So not only so they're fighting, well, they're not even really fighting. Oh, he was just like, okay, he's just like, okay, look, Miles, I know what you went through because Blade made me a vampire also. Matter of fact, I had to drink my own sister's blood, so I know what you're going through right now. And Miles like, shut the hell up. We're gonna fight or not. You're like, oh, you want some of this? Okay, you want some of the king of the dead? Let's go. So they dash at him. He lashed at him, so like that. And he's like slashed at him, dashed at him. And basically, Panther's just like, stop trying to hit me and hit me. You know, not only is he dodging every attack he's doing, he's talking shit to the whole time. He was like, I thought you were Spider-Man, young Spider, little Spider, you know, because you're not showing me, you're not pressing me right now. Matter of fact, I fought a Nancy, the god of spiders. Right now, you not on that level right now. So he's basically trying to get his blood worked up, trying to like really aggravate him. And he's just like, no, I got you right now. He's like, oh, do you have me? And he just throws him across the room. He's like, oh, damn, you ain't shit. Then Miles, so he's like really getting pissed off right now. He bounces off the wall, comes back at him, and bam, finally tags T'Challa. And T'Challa like, oh, okay, Spider-Man, my fault. You are Spider-Man, okay. Yeah, I didn't expect you to lay a hand on me, but look like you did. Now that you did, I think this fight is over. And bam, one shots him. Hits him so fast, his spider sense can't even react to it. Fight's done. Matter of fact, he knocks the vampirism out of him. He's back to normal now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you fine now? He's like, yeah, I'm good. So yeah, okay. So what reason T'Challa did that because he wanted to see how far Miles had gone with the vampires. Like he wanted to know if there's a way he can bring him back before he goes to the next step. He's like, now that I know that you're not too far gone, and it's possible to bring you.
Are you there, Leroy? Did you get cut off? Or did I get cut off? Leroy, are you there? Are you there, Leroy? I don't know if this is you or me that's cut off. We may be having, hold on. Power went out. Give me a sec. Okay, so Leroy, power went off. So he's going to have to reboot. I guess, I don't know what his score would be. So I'm just going to go on and review my last book, which is Destro #5. Basically, this is the last arc or the last issue in the Destro series, the whole Energon universe with Transformers and G.I. Joe kind of crossing over. And basically, this is Destro. He's been at war with Tomax and Zaymot, those evil twins from the G.I. Joe universe. They were on Cobra. And it turns out they've been teaming up with Cobra because to get the Energon, you know, and they were trying to overthrow Destro, you know. But basically, Destro's basically took his stuff back, took his company back, and he basically fights Tomax and Zaymot, and beats them up, and was right about to kill him, but says, no, I'm not going to kill you guys, but I think we should team up. You know, the world needs, we need to pool our resources together and master this new threat that's coming. There's giant robots. They know about the Transformers. We need to pool our resources together and develop weapons with this new source of energy, which is the Energon, and, you know, and fight this new threat. So that's what they do. Tomax and Zaymot, Cobra Commander, and Destro are basically all teaming up together, and as one giant, as Cobra, so this is basically the birth of Cobra, you know, and then and that's kind of it. That's where it ends. Like, this is the last issue in the Destro series, and now this is leading into the G.I. Joe comic, which is coming out, I believe, next month. And and they're going to be crossing over with the Transformers. So this was a lot of fun. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I've been digging the whole Energon comics on Image. The Transformers book has been my favorite book, like, for the past year. I'm a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan, so that's been a lot of fun. We've had the Duke book, we've had Scarlet, we've had Cobra Commander, now Destro. Now this is all leading up to G.I. Joe. So this has basically been G.I. Joe year 1, and it's been a lot of fun. So and looks like Leroy is still indisposed. Let's see, what can I talk about? I guess I'll talk about Terrifier 3. I know I talked about it last week, but I actually got to see it the other day, and I thought it was okay. It is a gore flick, you know. That's pretty much why it's a Terrifier flick. That's what they are. They're gore movies, what we called splatter flicks back in the day. Are you back, Leroy? Is Leroy back? Anyway, so what looks like he's not quite back yet, but but anyway, so yeah, Terrifier 3. It's more of the same. You go for the kills. I thought it was okay. The kills are very solid. The effects, the practical gore effects are top notch. Damien Leone knocks it out of the park as far as the gore and the splatter effects. I did cringe a couple times. That shower scene was pretty brutal. I did cringe a couple times. There's a lot of, it had me cringing and laughing at the same time. Oh, you back? Oh, well, he's on his way back. Leroy will be back soon. So anyways, yeah, the shower scene, Terrifier 3, very sick. Like that kill was what made the movie. Had me cringing and laughing my ass off at the same time. And yeah, Art the Clown is another slasher icon. It's cool that we have another slasher like Jason or Freddy or Chucky or Michael Myers. Like Art the Clown is another horror icon. So he's, and you never know what he's going to do. So when he shows up, because he kills everybody, kids, animals, anybody. So when he shows up, you're like, oh shit, what's this guy going to do now? I do feel like it did, like the last movie, I do feel like it dragged a little bit because these kill scenes go on for like ever. So I found myself like, come on, man, like all the screaming and the whine, like, dude, Art, come on, get on with it. Jason would have had this done by now. But I know that's Art's style. That's Art's shtick. He likes to laugh and at the suffering. He likes to make fun and poke fun. Yeah, are you back? You back? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Are you back?
Everything's screwing up. Let's see.
Okay. So Leroy's back. I was still talking about Terrifier. Are you there? Yeah, I can hear you.
My fault. It just.
Okay. You there?
Yeah. Am I cutting off?
Yeah, you're there. I can hear you.
Okay. My fault. Okay. So camera's going out. Oh.
Yeah, I was just kind of like going through. I was giving a quick Terrifier 3 review. Oh, it looks like Leroy's out again. So yeah, I will continue on with my Terrifier 3 review. So yeah, I mean, I felt I felt it dragged a little bit. I felt Art, but that's Art's style. He likes to take his time with the torture and laugh at everybody's agony. To me, that gets a little old, but I know that's his shtick. My main complaint about this new movie is Sienna. I wanted more of Sienna. I love Sienna from the last movie. She was my favorite part of the last movie. And I really wanted to, I thought she was badass. She's a really cool final girl. I felt like in this one, she didn't get to do much. She's just kind of going through trauma. She's having nightmares and kind of just crying and being a victim. And I wanted to see her more. I wanted her to be more proactive. She does throw down at the end, which was cool, but I wanted more from her. I wanted her to be more badass like she was in the last movie. So that's my biggest gripe about is not enough Sienna, not enough her being cool, like being a badass, And as far like maybe that's just me wanting more plot. You can tell, yeah, the plot is very minimal, but you're not going for the plot. You're going to see the kills. That's what makes these movies. There is like a little bit of lore where they're trying to build some sort of lore about Art being a demon, and Sienna has superpowers that she got from her dad, who's a comic book artist, who gave her some magic swords. So now she has some magical powers, and she's going to fight demons and stuff. So there's this like sort of Hellraiser, Evil Dead sort of element with possession and all that stuff, but you don't really give a shit about the plot. You're going for the blood, and that's kind of what makes these movies. So I thought it was okay. As just, if you take it as face value as just like a splatter flick, it's cool. If you want a little bit more lore and a little bit more plot and character development, which is I think I made a mistake of doing. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, that's about it on Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
Are you back, Leroy? Oh,
all right.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I am.
Okay, so I just reviewed Destro, my last book, and I did a quick Terrifier review. So
okay. I'm gonna try to do Spider-Man. I don't know if it'll let me do it. I'm almost done. I'm halfway through because there was some other shit I want to talk about also. So let me see. Let me get it back on here. I rushed to get on here instead of just taking time to make sure everything was
okay.
fine.
Well, it's up. I can see the pages. Okay,
You can see if you can't see me, but you can see the pages, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, you're out again. Damn. Oh, you back?
I'm back.
Okay, there you go. Oh, you sound a lot better now too.
I think I hit it by accident. We'll see. Okay. We'll see how it goes. All right. So the where I left off, he smacked the shit out of him, knocked the vampirism out of him, and then what he did next, he was just like, okay, that was part one. I need to see how far you was gone. Now, part two, I'm going to we need to find a way to regulate your powers. Since you can't control your powers on the way Miles uses powers, if he does the electricity powers, he goes all out. We need to find a way to where you don't go all out, you go all out. So I'm gonna basically look in that box and find out where the box is. So he goes into the box. You're like, oh shit, is that what I think it is? You're like, yeah, try it. I mean, go ahead, take it. So next thing, what is it? It is a vibranium Spider-Man suit.
All right.
That's what I was trying to show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Wakandan from love, all this stuff like that. So we got that. He's like, oh, damn. Okay, I got a Wakanda suit. So not only that, but the suit regulates his powers. So now instead of Miles just going all out, just like with his electricity shit, he can regulate his electricity now. Also, since he can regulate his electricity, it calms down his thirst. So it calms down his vampirism. So like, okay, damn. All right, this is some good shit. He's like, oh, what else I got here? He was like, and basically telling him everything on the suit. It's not, even though it is vibranium, it's not as strong as the T'Challa suit. Because since Spider-Man is faster than him, he has to make it lighter so Spider-Man can move faster. So it's strong, but it ain't as strong. Meanwhile, let's cut the Vulture. We gotta cut the Vulture because the reason we cut the Vulture is because we get some backstory on Vulture. So his son is a piece of shit. His son ran out on, that's the thing about it. So his son ran out on his family. So to run on his family, Vulture raised his granddaughter on his own. So all the bank robbing, thieving, Sinister Six and all the shit like that, he was doing that to give her a better life. So anytime Spider-Man, Peter Parker stopped him, he was basically, in his mind, he's taking food out of his granddaughter's baby, out of his granddaughter's mouth. And now he finds out that his granddaughter is dating a Spider-Man. Nah, not on his watch. That shit ain't happening. So he's about to sell that score right now. He's on his way to look for him. Meanwhile, past all that shit. And cut to, and not only that, he's showing him other stuff on his head. Like I said, he's got it where it is vibranium, but not as strong as his Black Panther suit. Also, he has vibranium webbing. So how the hell does the child know how to do
vibranium webbing?
Vibranium webbing, yes. So Peter Parker is a dumbass. He could have made billions off this patent. He invented it. He made this shit. If the child probably, I don't even think the child made it. I think he just stole his design. It just threw vibranium on.
No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around vibranium webbing. Like, what can it do other than like? I know it can swing and all that shit.
The bad guys can break out of their webbing pretty easily. Like the bad guys, but if vibranium is harder for them to get out of.
Like, could it absorb power too? Like, or
possibly.
That's
it's vibranium. You kind of do whatever you want to do. Like the writer, whatever the writer wanted.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that, like, can he throw like could he absorb like a cosmic blast and then shoot a cosmic web back?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Makes you think.
Yeah.
Did I just give a fucking writer an idea?
If they're listening to this podcast,
if they're listening to, no one's listening. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, the child is just like,
you heard it here first, though.
Somebody's listening, like, yeah, somebody listen to this shit. They're probably just moonlighting, listening to just random ass podcasts that nobody pays attention to, stealing ideas.
Other than the perverts that just want to bang Leroy, yeah.
Maybe they're the same guy. Who knows? That's Chips Zdarsky right there. So
yeah.
Not really writing shit about him spooning himself. So yeah. All right. Anyway, so the child is just like, okay, so yeah, that's cool. Vibranium web and vibranium suit, all shit like that. Okay, let me see what you learn. You're like, what you learn? Okay, are you sure? Because if I smack the shit out you, isn't that technically treason? You're like, depends how hard you hit me. If I deemed it as a worthy hit, you're like, okay. And then he does the whole Bruce Lee shit, fight me. And then they go like, all right, they go, bam, catches it. Still don't do shit. But the thing is, he's trying to tell him that, okay, so his lightning blast, his electric blast aren't as strong as they used to be, but at least he can regulate them now. So he can go for a long period of time. Because the thing is, before when he do those hard venom blasts, those electric blasts, it burns them out. But now he can go for a long period of time and he actually fights. So like, okay, you're more level-headed now. So like, cool. It was like, okay, so there's one more thing we need to do. Now we need to, the third part of fixing the vampirism, we need to leave the physical plane and need to go to, and before he can finish that, Spider Senses goes off. He's like, oh shit, what the fuck going on? And he realizes the Spider Senses are above him. He's like, oh shit, I already know who it is. He can sense it's Vulture. And bam, Vulture breaks through the window right there. Spider-Man, we have unfinished business. But he breaks into Misty Knight's lab. And meanwhile, it's like 5 superheroes in there. His granddaughter, Misty Knight, Black Panther, some doctor, and Miles Morales. He was like, man, you're not going to take all 5 of us by himself. And Miles is just like, hold up. Everybody stay back. I got this. And Starling's just like, hold up. You going to take my granddad on by himself? Like, you got us. We can just take him on. And the child's like, no, he needs to take him on. Like, he needs to settle the score. Vulture ain't robbing the bank. Vulture ain't
he's starting to believe.
Right. He like, just like I had to go through my trials as the Black Panther, he got to go through his trials. So Black Panther tells everybody else, y'all stay out of it. That was only them two. And then he was like, oh, look, man, I left you leaking last time we were fighting. You want to try this again? He was like, you idiot. Let's fight Silence. He was like, oh, Silence. Okay, fine. Let's do this. And you get this panel right here. And this is the reason I want to do this, because you recognize this panel?
No.
That's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
from the 80s.
I got I've watched that, and I actually have the DVD somewhere.
You got the DVD somewhere? Okay. That's from the
and there was actually a fighting game a buddy of mine had back in college where you could play. It was like a Street Fighter with those characters.
It was made by the same people that made it. Yeah.
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 It was like an import. It was like a Japanese import. So.
I might have it somewhere. I got to look for it. Yeah, but it was called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And in the manga, they do that exact same. I don't have the panel from right now, but they do the exact same pose.
Okay.
Like they just stole the panel. To be continued.
Well, there you go. Anime influencing shit.
Anime influenced the anime. And that's why I want to talk about this. I know it took a long time to talk about that, but shit, camera's still going out. Fuck it. Point is, I was trying to get.
You're scaring them all away now.
Yeah, now nobody wants to say no crazy shit, spoon me and all this stuff like that. So I'll throw the panel back up, but it don't matter. The whole point is I was trying to make is that I like this because it feels like the writer Cody Ziegler. This isn't a.
Oh crap! Damn! Did Leroy go out again? Damn! He was right up. Oh, there you are.
Right before I got started,
you're right about to make your point. Yeah.
It is that this is a Peter. You can't do a Peter Parker, even though he's fighting Vulture. You can't do this story with Peter Parker because it was got all these people fighting with Misty Knight. You know, he actually got a girlfriend, a superhero now that they're not trying to kill each other and also like that. So it's a fun anime story. It's got like the writing in it. Peter Parker didn't talk like this. This is a kid from Brooklyn talking. So he's got his own style, even though it's different. It's the same. It's it's enough in it that it separates himself from a Peter Parker book.
Yeah.
Plus, I haven't had this much fun with outside of Ultimate Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man books haven't been this good.
Oh yeah, not lately. Yeah,
not lately. Yeah, so I give him credit on them. So no, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I wish the Black Panther's fight could have been more, but 4 out of 5 because I feel like the next issue that's when they're really gonna go to with the Vibranium versus. And I hope they'll give us some more anime JoJo references in that one. So yeah. All right. So
that's cool.
What else you got?
That's it. Like I said, I already did my Destro book. I actually did a quick Terrifier 3 review. Oh, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So spoilers for Terrifier 3.
Okay.
Okay. In the beginning, Art the Clown, he gets his head chopped. Well, Sienna chopped off his head in the last movie. Mm-hmm. And in this one, his body, his severed head, that one Victoria, his Harley Quinn, gives birth to his head. Well, his body, his headless body, rises and needs to go get his head. But before the headless body does that, he kills a cop, a black cop, takes that cop's head and wears it. So he's got a black man's head for like, he's wearing a black man's head.
Okay.
Does that count as blackface?
That's that gray area. That's like that Robert Downey Jr. thing right there. I don't
like, it's such an outrageous concept, but like, damn, he's on the bus and it's just this black dude on the bus in a clown suit and everyone's looking at him and shit.
that I'd have to see in context if that makes any sense. It did be like, I don't know. It depends on the context of it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. I just thought that's like,
Yeah.
like I laughed at it. I laughed.
I couldn't say at the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, I laughed at it, but I'm like, is this like low-key racist? I don't know.
that gray area, yeah.
Yeah. I bet if I tweet about it or something, it'll get a bunch of backlash. And then Terrifier 3 uses blackface. And then the internet will go crazy.
Art the Clown is canceled. All this
shit.
And
all that shit.
Oh, man. Oh, I want to talk about StreamYard.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's about an update, Leroy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm supposed to remind you.
Because I'm pretty sure other people that listen to this podcast listen to StreamYard also or use StreamYard. Check your accounts because they have doubled the price.
Oh, you said that last time.
I said it I never said it on the podcast, but I've said it like offline. So, yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm saying it now. So yeah, they doubled the price. You want to make sure before if anybody's paying before they renew it, you want to let you know. Oh, also the free version is gone for anybody that's been using that. So yeah, we're okay. I've actually looked at the prices. So what I'm going to do is go to the lower tier pricing. For us, what we do, it really won't affect us at all. I'm just letting other people know before they just hit you with that bill. So yeah.
Okay.
So technically for us, we'll actually be paying cheaper. And
Cool.
we'll be getting less features, but we weren't using those features anyway. So we weren't streaming that 8 different sites and shit like that. We weren't doing that. So yeah. So we'll be fine. We'll be okay. But just make sure everybody else knows that. So yeah. Anything else you got or?
No, I'm booked out. I'm everything's out. I mean,
yeah, we're limping to the finish line right now anyway. So let's go ahead.
We went on an epic. We thought this was going to be a quick, we thought we didn't have nothing to talk about. And we had this another epic show.
it always happens like that. So yeah. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. Boom.